Hey everyone, this is Demari. Welcome to my YouTube channel. And today I'm going to be doing the Shadow Work Tarot reading for the sign of Cancer. Please keep in mind this is a general reading and it's also timeless. So it may or may not apply to your circumstances. If it does, it can apply to situations and events that took place in the past, things that are already taking place at this current time, or perhaps will be in the near future or even beyond. So take it however it fits. I feel like when you receive this message, it will be at the relevant time. There is a reason why you needed to hear it at this moment. So in regards to the spread, I'll be using the Dark Mirror Oracle deck. We'll get one card from that. We'll then move on to the Angelarian. We'll then get another card from the Moonology deck. And then we'll get a few cards from the Wild Unknown Tarot. So, Cancer. Just want to say a quick thank you to everyone who's been liking, commenting, subscribing, and even sharing my videos. It means so much to have your continued support, particularly as my channel is still very new. And, it's a small channel, so it's not easy to reach a wide audience. So your interaction, your engagement, and feedback really helps with that, okay? So I can bring these messages to a wider audience, and the information can be received by those who would really benefit from it. So thank you so much for being a part of my little online community here. If you haven't subscribed already, please click the subscribe button and don't forget to hit the notifications bell so you're informed of when your next reading goes live on the channel for you. If you're interested in getting a personal reading, you can find the information in the description box below. You can also find the link for Patreon there if you're interested in taking a look at that. There you will find exclusive tarot readings that you cannot find anywhere else, as well as you'll receive a free extended tarot reading for the monthlies, as well as spiritual guidance videos and all sorts of other stuff. So I definitely recommend checking it out. Okay, so back into the reading itself. I just shuffled the Dark Mirror Oracle, and the card you got is Hiding Your True Self. You are the third sign to get this card, Cancer. So Gemini also got this, so you may be dealing with a Gemini or have it in your chart. There was another sign that got this. I'm trying to think who that could have been. Possibly Pisces, I'm not sure. But yeah, so if you're dealing with a Gemini, it might be worth taking out. Possibly the Pisces video, but I'm not entirely sure if it was Pisces that got this as well. Anyway, so with this card, I feel like you're possibly feeling like you're having to put some aspects of yourself into the background, in order for other aspects of yourself to, take the limelight, essentially. So it's kind of a weird energy for you, Cancer, because it's like you are a multifaceted being, as we all are, right? But it's kind of a case of you feel like there's certain parts of yourself that you're having to kind of put on hold while, you're using other aspects of yourself to get things done or to make changes in your reality or whatever it is, right? So I feel like there's some aspect of yourself where you're feeling you're having to push into the background. And that's creating some kind of conflict within you, inner conflict, because you're not expressing your full, self, right? You're putting parts of yourself on hold because of some situation that's playing out or things that you feel you need to change in your environment first. So we'll take a look at that as we continue. So I'm just going to go to the Angelarian deck now to see what other information we can find out that may help uncover what this is, as well as the signs and synchronicities that may appear to show you an important divine message. Interesting. So the card you have here is Chokma, Right Eye, Wisdom. Don't get this card very often, but that's very potent. So I feel like you've learned a lot from experiences, and perhaps that's why you're like, okay, rather than reacting in the same way that I usually do, rather than letting my shadow aspect take the reins, I'm going to approach this very differently. I'm going to use my acquired knowledge. I'm going to use wisdom in this situation to ensure that I approach this in the best possible way to bring myself to a more positive outcome, right? Or increase my chances of having the best possible outcome in this circumstance. So that's why I feel like you're using your intuition, your higher wisdom, your knowledge to ensure that you don't set any, traps for yourself, and that you don't self-sabotage in any way, pretty much is what I'm getting. So I think that's why you've decided to really basically kick your shadow back into its rightful place, because you know what happens when you let the shadow take the reins and give it all the power. Things get very imbalanced very quickly. So it's not about ignoring the shadow or feeling bad or guilty or feeling like you have to hide it. I think it's actually more about you just keeping it in check, actually. So I even though it's hiding your true self, I feel like you're not so much hiding it, but it's more like you're just keeping it in the background right now, so that your higher self can kind of take the reins a little bit and make good decisions, right? So that's not such a bad thing, actually. Obviously the ideal would be able to integrate the two and, be operating from a place of equilibrium all the time, but that's a life's work. So, you do what you got to do, All right, so let's go over to the Moonology deck now and see what other guidance. Oh, actually, I keep doing this. I keep forgetting. Let's go to the booklet first to see what signs and synchronicities may appear for you that will possibly be connected to a deeper message that's being offered at that time from the divine, or some kind of insight. So, Chakma. Where are you? Okay, so the sign for this, for Chakma, is found in birth, intuition, the unconscious. Okay, so that's really interesting. So it's like I was saying, your intuition, your inner knowing, right? Using your higher wisdom to bring the shadow aspects, i.e. which is forged in the unconscious, right? Back into its rightful place. That's why it's found in birth, intuition, and the subconscious, right? So that's essentially what it's saying. So using your intuition, you will get certain downloads, or you'll feel a shift in frequency. You'll get little confirmations, right? Energetic confirmations from the universe that you're doing the right thing, that you're going about it in a positive way, okay? That it's going to be the best for you and all those involved, that will lead to a more positive outcome. So it's funny because I just picked this up and I just saw this under the deck. It said, expect powerful change, new moon eclipse. So this is it, you taking a very different approach this time around is producing very different results. So I like that a lot. Okay, so let's have a look and see what the Moonology deck has to say. Exactly. So new moon in Capricorn, your hard work is paying off. So you could also be dealing with a Capricorn. It might have been Capricorn that had this card. I don't remember. But anyway, the hiding yourself card. But anyway, your hard work is paying off, right? So you doing the inner work, you healing yourself, you bringing some kind of equilibrium back into your aspects, within your inner world, the microcosm, right? And you choosing to use your discernment, your intuition, listening to your higher self's guidance, the guidance that's coming from the divine, and bringing the shadow back into check. It's really going to pay off. Like I said, the changes that are coming in are huge. It's really showing that your efforts are going to be rewarded because you are in alignment with what serves you, with what you want as well. So very, very positive, right? So if you keep going on that path, you keep going down that route, it's going to be highly abundant for you, right? The only thing that can really stop your progress at this time is you. No matter what kind of hurdles you face, you have the ability to overcome. The more you continue to work on things, to keep working on yourself, to keep moving forward, and embracing this frequency that you're aligning with, you are going to see those efforts rewarded, okay, in multiple different ways. So I really like that. Okay, looking good, Cancer. I have to say, this is looking really good so far, so I'm very happy about that for you. So let's see what the Tarot has to say, see if we can get any further insight with all of this. Wow, okay. So, let's take a look. First card you have is the Knight of Swords in reverse. So, air energy, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. You are not taking action on something right now. Or at least you're like, I'm not willing to fight anymore. I'm not willing to fight against change. I'm not willing to let my shadow aspect take the reins and, cause all sorts of conflicts anymore. I've done that in the past when I've been hurt, when I've been navigating difficult situations as a form of escape, but I'm not doing that anymore. I'm not willing to give in to the conflict. I'm not willing to go to war, wage war against the world because I've been hurt or wronged, or because, I've had to release the pain of whatever situation I was navigating, or I'm having to make significant changes. I'm just going to bring myself back into alignment. That's pretty much what it's saying. Now, next card you have is the Five of Wands in reverse. Fire energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. So, yeah, again, this is it. I feel like this is you saying, I'm not willing to fight with myself anymore. I will bring myself back into balance. I will, make sure that I'm in alignment with what it is that I'm seeking. And I'm not willing to fight with anybody that will I'm not willing to jeopardize what it is that I'm moving towards, not when I'm making such progress, right? I'm not willing to be dropped in frequency simply because people want to pull me into that energy or try and bait me into having some kind of confrontation or conflict or drama or whatever it is, right? I'm not willing to fight anymore. All I want is to make sure that, I keep myself under control, that I exercise discipline, obviously use my intuition, have, clear self-awareness, utilizing the wisdom that I've obtained over this time, and I make positive steps forward, make good judgment calls, right? And have my actions reflect that. So next card you have is the Hierophant, Taurus energy. You could be dealing with a Taurus or have Taurus in your chart. But this is the thing, I feel like you are listening to your higher wisdom, right? That's a centralized theme here, is you listening to higher wisdom. That in which is being filtered through from the divine, that which is coming from your own highest self, right? And what your intuition is saying to you at this time. So this is very good. This is you literally being open to receiving those communications, right? And when you get these downloads, you're like, yes, exactly. This feels exactly what I need to do right now. This feels like so right, so in alignment. This feels like what I should have been doing all along, right? instead of reacting like this in this situation or doing that when that happens, right? So it's like you've learned a lot from past mistakes. You've learned a lot from what happens when you let your shadow take full control, right? So that's why you're exercising restraint at this time. And the next card you have is the Hanged Man in reverse. So Pisces energy could be dealing with the Pisces. So with the Hanged Man in reverse, it's a case of, there may be something, there may be someone who is trying to pull me into some kind of conflict. They may be coming from a very selfish place because, they're not getting the rise out of me that they wanted, or perhaps they're not getting the outcome that they wanted. Or even this could be you feeling like, okay, I feel like I have to be a bit selfish at this point, but it's the right thing to do because that's what's going to prevent me from making a series of bad choices. That's going to, keep me on track, essentially. It's like being selfish, but with the best intentions. It's not being selfish and just doing whatever you want and not thinking about the consequences. It's about, thinking of the self and making, rational, positive decisions based on likelihoods of potential outcomes, right? So it's choosing not to be in a place of stagnancy or, being easily swayed which way or that way. It's being very clear on what needs to take place, right? And then the final card you have here is the potential outcomes, the Three of Swords. Yeah, that screams of pain, right? And your heart space being very much knotted up, and yeah, it's not a positive energy by any means, right? But the reality is that yes, as you continue to walk down this path and free yourself from certain connections, certain conflicts, certain environments that don't serve you, it's going to be painful. With big changes like this, it's always going to be painful. But even in the suffering, there is a lot of growth coming from it. So even though it seems very negative, it's not. It's just part of the healing process, but also your spiritual and personal growth, right? So you have to go through some level of pain and suffering and have these kinds of experiences in order to have the understanding that you have now. So that moving forward, because already you're making different decisions, you will not find yourself in the same circumstances because you're approaching this very differently. So that's actually a positive thing. So Cancer, I really hope this helped you. Do let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you found it useful, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. And don't forget to hit the notifications bell. And yeah, it's a process. It's not easy by any means, I know, but you are doing so well. You've got so much abundance coming your way, it's unreal. You standing your ground, not choosing to retaliate or react or to be negative or to be confrontational or to, do anything that's going to cause harm, and just standing in your truth, being true to, what needs to take place, your path, right? Using your insight, being in all of that, those kinds of energies, that's really carrying you forward. That's going to make a lot of things that feel very heavy, that's causing a lot of friction for you, be released, be removed, so that you can truly heal the pain that you've been experiencing. So much love to you, Cancer, so much support and warmth, and I will speak to you soon. Bye.